A small idea that was created in a California diner is now a trillion-dollar company that has captured the entire tech economy in its hands. But how did a simple chip manufacturer manage to come so far? What caused them to skyrocket to the top, and will their success continue in the future? This is the story of NVIDIA and how they shook the whole tech world. It all started in a bustling Denny's in East San Jose, where Chris Malachowski and Curtis Preem were trying to win over a reluctant Jensen Huang with a revolutionary startup idea. The duo believed that the future of computers was in specialized chips that were capable of graphics-based computing, something no tech company had ventured to do. They believed a tech revolution was coming, and this was their chance to capitalize on it. It was now or never. Huang didn't need any more convincing. In just a few days, the three friends founded NVIDIA with a capital of just $40,000. NVIDIA would later grow into a market cap worth trillions of dollars, but before that could happen, the startup came this close to getting crushed by an existing tech giant. In the late 90s, 3D graphics were all the craze. To create them, you could either use three-dimensional polygons based on triangles or quadrilaterals. To prove their innovation, NVIDIA decided to enter the market by creating NV1 chips that use the more futuristic quadrilateral polygons instead of the triangles used by the rest of their competition. This would prove to be one of NVIDIA's worst mistakes. Just after the launch of NV1, Microsoft announced that DirectX, their software that processes graphics, would only support rendering using triangles, and since DirectX was used by every developer, NVIDIA's futuristic chips were essentially useless. This was devastating news for NVIDIA and almost caused them to go bankrupt with their very first product.
Our customer partner, Diamond Multimedia, we sold them 250,000 NV1s. The retail sales wasn't very good, and so Diamond panicked. They returned basically most of this product to us. 250,000 units went out, 249,000 came back and practically put us out of business.
This ambitious mistake could have spelt the very end of NVIDIA if it weren't for its leather jacket-wearing savior who rescued the company from crisis. NVIDIA's ship was sinking, and its founder had to act fast. So, in 1996, Huang did the unthinkable. He fired more than half of its employees and ordered the rest to create a chip that rendered triangles. This was an almost impossible challenge because not only did the employees have to create a chip on completely new architecture, they had to do it in half the time and with half their usual team. By the time the chip was finished, NVIDIA was on its last 40 employees, and the company had funds for only 1 month of payroll. It was Huang's last desperate gamble, and somehow it paid off. NVIDIA released Rivia 128, and it sold 1 million units within 4 months, solidifying their position as one of the most reliable GPU developers in the tech market. Sadly, while the company made a huge comeback from this crisis, its founder still hasn't been able to recover from the feeling of desperation he experienced at that time.
You say, I do everything I can not to go out of business. I do everything I can not to fail. What is that about?
I think when you build a company from the ground up, really experience nearly going out of business several times, that feeling stays with you. I wake up every morning in some condition of concern, and I don't wake up proud and confident. I wake up worried and concerned.
This period also gave rise to the company's unofficial motto, "Our company is 30 days from going out of business," that Huang ensures to use in every presentation that happens in the company. Little did anyone know that NVIDIA's motto wouldn't be relevant at all in the upcoming years. NVIDIA went officially public on January 22, 1999. In that same year, NVIDIA started their GeForce line of GPUs with the release of GeForce 256, which vastly outperformed its competition at the time. Their success with the 256 soon landed them a contract from none other than Microsoft itself, the same company that tried to crush them a while ago. NVIDIA would get $200 million for the deal, But their partnership also stirred lots of controversy. In the next few years, NVIDIA acquired dozens, and we mean dozens, of specialized tech companies to ensure they always stood ahead of the curve against their competition. NVIDIA's GPUs dominated the gaming market, and while the market made the company rich, it wasn't gaming that brought NVIDIA amongst the trillion-dollar tech giants. In fact, it was a simple partnership with an unlikely partner that changed NVIDIA's whole future. By 2009, many researchers discovered that NVIDIA GPUs can improve machine learning capabilities nearly 100-fold, especially because of NVIDIA's CUDA software and API. Tesla partnered with NVIDIA for many years to produce chips for their electric cars until they moved on to create their own chips. Their departure didn't hurt NVIDIA, but in fact pushed them to supply their GPUs to other companies, the first of which was OpenAI, the same company responsible for the revolutionary ChatGPT AI. NVIDIA kept investing into developing specialized chips for AI and data accelerators, and in no time, their chips became core components of the cloud infrastructure used by Google, Amazon, and Microsoft, to the point that they all spent $15 billion in 2022 on bulk orders with NVIDIA. Even hospitals used NVIDIA chips to spot anomalies in medical images like CT scans. As hype for AI grew, so did NVIDIA's revenue as it managed to cross $1 trillion evaluation in 2023. In a single year, NVIDIA had doubled the entire market cap of AMD and 7 times the market cap of Intel, two of NVIDIA's biggest rivals. At one point in time, NVIDIA even surpassed Microsoft to become the most valuable company in the world. NVIDIA now finds itself in the middle of a desert holding water bottles labeled AI chips, surrounded by thirsty billionaires like Elon Musk and Larry Ellison dying for a sip. And NVIDIA isn't going to stop anytime soon. They had an increase of over 200% in revenue since the last 12 months, leading to April 30, 2024. Half of NVIDIA's employees earned more than $228,000 in 2023, and many have already become multimillionaires thanks to the NVIDIA shares they got with their salary.